Hey ladies and gentlemen, Stephen here from Redolessence and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate it and we hope that this video finds you well. Today I'm joined by my good friend Carlos.
Hey everyone.
And in this video we're going to be giving you our thoughts on 8 fragrances from the company Electimuss, so make sure to stay tuned. Now before we give you our sort of first impressions, but pretty well thought out first impressions because we've had these in our possession for a few days now, I would like to encourage you to please support this channel by subscribing to it if you are a fan of fragrance related content, if you like house overviews just like this, top lists, reviews, giveaways, unboxings, so on and so forth. I would really appreciate it if you could support this channel by subscribing to it, and of course make sure to go over to Carlos's channel and make sure to support his channel by subscribing to his channel as well. I should also mention that these products were sent to us for review by the company Sunsplit, so thank you so much to Shaheen over at Sunsplit for sending us a full bottle of Fortuna, but also samples of everything else. These are 5 ml decants, and if you do go on sunsplit.com, you'll see they have very reasonable, very affordable prices. They ship the products out rather quickly, and they are the only place in the United States that carries the entire line. So if you are interested in exploring what this line has to offer, I mean, they originally came out back in 2014. 2019 is sort of when they rebranded. You see the bigger bottles, super heavy bottles, really gorgeous presentation. I love the aesthetics of it. Heavy cap, heavy bottle, the gold hardware, so on and so forth. And they have a lot of variety within the collection. And so when you smell the fragrances, you see that they smell quite different from one another. So I feel like there is a fragrance for everybody here, whether you're a fan of floral ingredients, fruity ingredients, spicy ingredients. Saffron is a note that's found in a lot of these fragrances as per our research as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get it started, and we'll start over on your end, my friend.
So it's a British line, and the backstory to their whole aesthetic is referring to ancient Rome, the gods, and things of that nature. They tend to be, for me, they're definitely bold and potent, and they're also kind of on the Middle Eastern type vibe.
I should also mention 30% concentration, yes. So that definitely contributes to their power and their strength.
So this first one here, closest to me, this one is called Auster, A-U-S-T-E-R. This is like a leathery saffron, cardamom oud, but it's not quite a pungent or animalic oud. It's rather tame, but this is one that's definitely on the dry side and almost linear, but it has a mysterious quality about it that you're not going to smell like the guy 2 cubicles down from you at work.
I don't know if you would wear this to work. I don't know if this is the most appropriate office fragrance, but it's such an interesting fragrance. I mean, yeah, you have the spiciness of the cardamom. It's this really bright, sort of uplifting spice. It's not too brooding or too daring, but it is definitely on the mysterious side. It's not a happy-go-lucky citrus fragrance. So it is one of the darker offerings from the brand. I really enjoyed this one. I like the mysteriousness of it.
We went over 16 of them. That's how many offerings they have at the moment. We did half on my channel and the other half today as you're watching today. This is not one of the more daring ones out of all of the ouds that are available. So
absolutely,
it is a little challenging and mysterious, but it's not quite as challenging as previous ones from my video or something that we might smell along the way here.
Yeah, on his channel you'll see that there was one called Capua, and that one is definitely very dark, rich, slightly smoky, balsamic, woodsy. So yeah, you have some that are on the brighter side like Sylvanus, but then you'll have some that are on the darker, richer, more resinous and balsamic side. You're totally right about that. The next one here is called Rodin, and this one is rose. This is a really nice jammy rose, but it has that spiciness, right? This brand loves the spice. It can't shake the spice off of it. But I feel like with rose, spice is such a perfect complement. And there is another jammy rose that the collection has to offer. If I remember what it is, I'll leave it down below in the description section. But there's something about this one where you have that nice sort of jammy rose, not overly sensual, but it's made a little more mysterious. So we're starting off the list with 2 very mysterious fragrances.
Yeah, this is a spicy rose for me. It's not quite as jammy from what I'm smelling here.
Correct.
It's not a very feminine rose. It's somewhat linear, but it's definitely spicy and definitely exotic and different. Gotta be a rose lover if you're gonna want to get a decant of this one.
That's right.
I am up next, and I've got very lucky with this one because it's called Puritas. And I got myself here a beautiful frankincense.
That's
I
what
love
I get
incense. It's not a smoky incense. It's almost cold, but it's just a really meditative and like Zen type of frankincense that I could compare to many of my favorites like Comme des Garçons. What is that
Avignon.
one? Yes, thank you.
Yeah, which is a Bertrand Duchaufour composition.
Or
yes.
Laos from Italy. This falls into that incense that I adore. It's on the churchy side for sure, which is different from what I'm saying. I'm contradicting myself. Because in church it's a smoky incense. It's not quite as smoky, but you get the richness of the frankincense.
You do smell the pureness of the resin. That's right.
So maybe like those rocks, like that you burn frankincense.
Yeah, like the Lavani. Yeah, the loose resins.
I do like that one a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. This is in the wheelhouse of like Cardinal by Healy or like Carlos mentioned, Comme des Garçons, Avignon. I'm also reminded a little bit. This is actually. Gosh, it's a little bit different because it's not as musky, but I was also going to compare it to Magnetic Blend number 8 by Inicio Parfum Privé. That one is also really nice frankincense. But this has more of that ambery sort of a frankincense, right? So it has that richness to it.
It's a little sticky.
Yeah.
Yet dry at the same time.
It's so good. It really is good. The next one is Fortuna, and this one is an agarwood. As soon as I sprayed it on, I thought I was getting a little bit of that oud rose thing, and I started to think to myself, okay, is this going to go in the direction of a Montal? And I gotta be honest with you, for the first 5 minutes, I thought it was. And then I started to get this sort of musky animalic thing started to come to the fore, and it really started to take over the composition. So, do you have the woods? Yes. Do you have the spices? Yes. But you also have this musky component in the base that adds this animalic texture to the composition. So my advice would be, if you are a fan of animalic fragrances, if you like them a little bit more on the raunchy side, I would definitely recommend checking this one out.
This is not my favorite from the line.
Sure.
It's definitely for a connoisseur who likes a certain type of aroma. Beyond just oud and animalic and a little band-aidy or things of that nature. This is over the top, and this is for a special person with different tastes. This is not for your average Joe.
You have to be a lover of niche perfumes to really admire this one.
I have to say that probably, more than likely, it opens up on skin. There's a little note in here that's just not really appealing to my nose, you know?
Sure, I completely understand that.
So, I am up next, and can you read what it is for me?
Yes, of course. This one is called Amber Aquilaria.
Oh, syrupy, boozy, ambery. Love it. So my style. So opposite of you, Fortuna. Nope. I'm so sorry, Fortuna. But Amber Aguilera's got something on you.
Aquilaria, yeah. It's a species
Aquilaria.
of the agarwood tree, yes.
This is very full and lush and just my type of fragrance. You have enough...
Very dark liquid in here as well.
It's resinous. It's sort of sweet, but not really. It's boozy, but not overly boozy. And I guess... You can see when you get a rise out of Carlos right here. What do you think? I'm so sorry.
It's so funny. No, I love this one. And I'm happy to see that you found one that you're really passionate about.
There were several.
Oh, yes, of course. But I know this one really speaks to you. And yeah, this one is awesome. I love that. There's a slight stickiness about this one too. It's a little ambery. You take a look at the color of the liquid in the bottle, definitely conveys that. It opens up with that spicy, boozy quality. A lot of spices are used in the fermentation of different alcoholic spirits. So you have that cognac-y richness in the opening, but you also have this smooth, subtle agarwood that doesn't impose upon the other ingredients, but just rests in the background very comfortably. And you also get this slightly mentholated vibe in the opening.
Yeah.
There's that touch of sweetness in the background. I'm not sure what it's coming from. I don't want to say amber, although it does have an ambery warmth and an ambery richness. A part of me is almost convinced it's like vanilla or tonka bean or something like that. Or benzoin as well, but it's ever so slight, ever so subtle. The next one here, because we do have a lot to go through, is called Vixere. Yeah. This one is great. This one is a nice sort of subtle, smooth, creamy, silky, fruity opening. So it opens up with this combination of fruits that is in the wheelhouse of like Opera by Xerjoff. It almost kind of reminds me as well of Ange du Démon by Givenchy. It has this really nice sort of silky, fruity thing going on in there. I know you really like this one too,
yeah,
because when we sprayed this off camera, these two were his favorites from these 8 at least.
You know what? Well,
the frankincense as well, yeah.
Not that it smells like a Tom Ford, but there are probably 3 that I could mention, but I won't for the sake of, keeping this exclusive to what it is. It just has a lot of that richness and lush, and there's florals here for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's not overly feminine. But I would rock that in a heartbeat. It's very pleasing to my nose. Oh, this is really delicious. This might lean a little feminine.
I should mention that, yeah. And it's also one of the more quiet and subtle ones from this collection.
But no, I could see myself. This is one that you spray and you're going out. When are we going out? Soon we'll be going out.
I can see you wearing this one, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I strongly recommend this one. I'm up next.
Yes, you are, sir. And the next one is called Sumanus.
Sumanus. Sounds a little Greek there.
It does,
Oh, actually, or Spanish. My hands. Sumanos.
Oh, okay.
Sumanos.
Spelling is a little different, though.
This one is tame. This one is kind of like it's rose again, but it's not quite as bombastic as the other one here. Perhaps rose oud, but this is tame. It's kind of like a silky rose oud type of thing.
For me, at least when I smelled it, the sweetness really pops. And it kind of put me in the mindset of like a Black Gold by Mancera.
Yeah, there's a spiciness as well.
One person online was comparing it to Red Oud by Montal.
No.
I don't really get that. I get this where they're coming from in terms of the sweetness, but I don't think the oud is as prominent in this one.
Red Oud's baked cookies. It's very, very sweet and syrupy. This isn't. I mean, I could see that it has definitely a layer and a nuance of sweetness, but it's not an overpoweringly sweet fragrance at all.
Yeah. I mean, I do get sweetness, but it's a very different kind of sweetness.
Yeah.
So it's definitely one that stands on its own, and it's actually one of my favorites. I really like Sumanus. Towards the end of this video, I'll make sure to let you know what my favorites are. And the last one, which lands in my hand, is Aurora. And this one is also a spicy oud. It's a spicy oud.
Take notes. A lot of spice. If you like spices, you'll dig Electimuss.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we're talking about niche brands, we often use phrases, which this is a sort of non-existent, sort of fabricated thing, but we say niche quality. If there were a brand to convey niche quality, Electimuss would be it. Just because a lot of their fragrances are definitely a little bit more on the daring side.
Daring, challenging, and very potent. Yeah. That 30% is a huge concentration.
You're not going to find this in a designer fragrance in terms of the olfactory appeal, in terms of the complexity, in terms of the craftsmanship, and just how complex a lot of these are and how daring they really push the envelope. And yeah, like in the opening, wow, the spices are quite strong on this one.
Oh, yes.
The dry down, changes so much in the dry down. It really does. The last one, Aurora.
This is like a poof. It's strong. Don't overspray this one, please. Do yourself and everyone else a favor. Don't overspray. This gives me Blackout Oud vibes, but not copy.
Sure.
It's that strong is what I mean. Not the intense, the original one from years ago before it was reformulated. Okay. This is a high dose of a oud for sure. You have to have a certain kind of personality to pull off a fragrance like this. It's not for everyone, though not as challenging as perhaps Fortuna or some of the others. I have a short memory, if you haven't noticed by now. But spicy and enjoyable. I do enjoy a daring fragrance, but there's a limit to how much I'll push the envelope,
Absolutely. I think one thing to be said is that, there's definitely a lot to discover. And if you're in the market for some of the more daring, bold, and rich fragrances from the brand, there's going to be something in here for you. If you like it to be a little bit more on the subtle side, you do have a lot of fragrances for that too. You have Vixere, and you have Sumos, which is a little bit on the sweeter side, at least for me. But my favorites would definitely be Vixere, Sumos. I really love this frankincense one, Puritas, and Amber Aquilaria. From these 8, I know I have my favorites from the video that I did with Carlos.
Hope you'll watch.
These 8,
maybe we'll drop at the same time. That kind of works for us. We'll see.
That'd be cool. Let's coordinate.
It's the same topic, so it's kind of like part 1 and part 2, to be honest.
Absolutely.
So my favorites is definitely the frankincense one. I do like that one there. I do love the Amber Aquilaria. And I think there was 2 here that I liked. Wasn't there one that I liked here? Or this was challenging?
The first one was the leathery one. I know we used that as a descriptor.
It got a little soapy now.
Did it?
Yeah. In the dry down.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Almost like this really smooth, buttery floral.
Somebody's going to love this.
Oh,
I mean, there's an audience for this type of product. And you're out there, so we hope that we've guided you in the right direction. And let us know if you've tried them. We'd love to hear feedback, right?
Absolutely, I would definitely love that. So please make sure to leave a comment down below. I'm really impressed by the non-linearity of these fragrances, and just us throughout the course of reviewing them and talking about them. We're going back to these pre-sprayed test strips that we sprayed maybe 15-20 minutes ago, and it's like we're smelling a different fragrance. So it really does the fragrances justice to give them a chance to really settle on the skin, wear them for quite some time. So I will be wearing Fortuna over the next few days, possibly weeks, so that I can get to know it a little bit better. And once I do promise that I will be giving you my comprehensive review. But thank you all so much once more for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Again, Carlos's information will be down below in the description section, so make sure to check him out, subscribe to his channel, and also if you want to see, I guess, part 1 or part 2, because we did 2 of these fragrances.
We'll link each other's video.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll leave a card somewhere up here. But thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you are new to this channel and this video helped you at all, if it gave you a sample of what these fragrances smell like, if you took something of value, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Click on that red button in the corner. Also, make sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. Thanks again for watching. We love you all. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.